What is going on, guys? It is your boy Salman here, back in the video, and today we're going to be going over my top 10 quarterbacks in the NFL entering the 2023 NFL season. If you guys are new, please drop a sub. We're so close to 950. Like the video and comment any recommendations down below. Also, comment your guys' top 10 because I am fully interested in seeing what you guys have as your top 10 quarterbacks. Feel free to leave any opinions, make fun of my list, do whatever you guys want. I like it. I want to see what you guys have down below. But, I mean, there's really not too much to, look into. I mean, this is not really a complex video, so we're going to get right into the video right now. Before we get into the list, we have some honorable mentions. Deshaun Watson, if he gets back to normal. We have Kyler Murray before he's injured. You know, he was a dog. Kirk Cousins and Geno Smith. We're going to get right into it right now. Coming in at number 10, we have Tua Tagovailoa of the Miami Dolphins here. Tua is one of the most interesting players in the NFL just because of the fact is his arm isn't that great. But what he has in his accuracy is just so amazing. He's one of the most accurate quarterbacks in the NFL. He can put the ball anywhere within 10 to 20 feet. He can put it right in the receiver's hands. He's also helped out a lot by Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill. That really does help him. Mike McDaniel's offense suits him. And I think this year is going to be a big year for Tua. I think he's going to absolutely step up, and I think he has a chance to be a top 5 quarterback in all football next year. He has to prove it, though, because, if injuries, he got concussed 3 times last year, something like that. So he really has to prove it. But I truthfully do believe Tua has the potential to be a dark horse MVP candidate. And that's not me being biased. That's truthful, okay? Last year he threw for 3,500 yards, 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, and he didn't really play in a lot of games. So if he could stay healthy, I think he has a chance to be one of the best quarterbacks in all of football. Coming in at the number 9 spot, we have Trevor Lawrence here. Trevor Lawrence is just an interesting player because he really struggled to start off his career. He did not perform well to start off his career. But, rookie struggles, growing pains, and now he's the guy that we all thought he would be. That's why he's at the number 9 spot. Trevor Lawrence is another guy with the potential to be a top 5 quarterback easily in this league. Last year he threw for 4,000 yards, 25 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, which overall is not bad. He led the Jaguars to the divisional round where they did fall to the Chiefs, so good for him. He threw 4 interceptions in the first half or whatever against the Chargers, but then led them on the comeback where they ended up beating them. He went on a crazy stretch at the end of the year, and he really looked like a great quarterback. He definitely put himself in the top 10 after those stretches of games. He's just so talented. He could really do it all, and that's why Trevor Lawrence is at the number 9 spot. Coming in at the number 8 spot, we have Aaron Rodgers here. Aaron Rodgers had probably one of the worst years of his career last year. He did not perform well. He ended up throwing 12 interceptions to 26 touchdowns, and he only threw for about 3,700 yards. Which, that's not a bad year, theoretically. It's an all-right year, but for Aaron Rodgers, that's a terrible year because we've grown to expect so much from him. He was on an absolute tear the last couple of years, throwing one year for 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions that we expect so much. But Aaron Rodgers has to be in the top 10. He's an all-time great. He's a Hall of Famer. He's on a new team, though. He's on the New York Jets this year. It's going to be interesting to see what he can do with Garrett Wilson and what they have there. But overall, Aaron Rodgers is one of the best quarterbacks of all time. He has to be on this list. It's disrespectful he's not. And he's an absolute stud. He could still do it all. And that's why he's at that number 8 spot right there. Coming in at number 7, we have Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens. Lamar is probably, I'm going to be honest, a top 2 talented quarterback in all football. He is one of the most dynamic football players we've ever seen. He has the ability to just scramble and just kill you on the ground, or he has the ability to dart you up through the air. He has one of the best arms in the league, power-wise. Accuracy-wise, his accuracy needs a little work in my opinion, but he is definitely one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. That's why he's at this number 7 spot. Lamar is such a dynamic playmaker. The stuff he can do is just unbelievable. He can turn plays that look like really shit into first downs, and it's just absolutely amazing to watch. Lamar has been dealing with some injuries recently, which, it sucks to see a young star like that get hurt. And I'm hoping he'll bounce back because he just did get that really big contract with Baltimore. All guaranteed, I'm pretty sure. So we'll see. But Lamar is one of my favorite players to watch. He's just so much fun. He He can do everything you want to see in a quarterback. It's like playing Madden. That's all he does. And he's just an absolute stud. In his last full healthy year, he was dominant, to say the least. And I'm excited to see what he'll be able to do with the new receiving core that the Ravens have got him. When Lamar is healthy, there's no doubt that he is one of the best quarterbacks that we have seen in a while. He's just a dynamic playmaker, and I'm so excited to watch him play this year. That's why Lamar is at that number 7 spot. Coming in at number 6, we have Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. Dak is a very interesting player to me because if he was on any other team and you showed anyone those stats, you'd be like, oh yeah, that's a really good quarterback. But since he's on the Cowboys, no one really thinks that because everyone hates the Cowboys. Why would you want to root for the Cowboys? So you don't like Dak, it's okay. But Dak, you can't deny the fact that Dak is a very good football player. Last year probably was one of the worst years of his career. His QBR was at a 57, which is pretty bad, I'm not going to lie. His rating, though, his passer rating was a 91, which is the second lowest of his career. But the year before, man, he absolutely did amazing. He had a 104 rating. He threw in 2021 for 4,400 yards, 37 touchdowns, and 10 interceptions. That is a hell of a year coming off an injury. And I feel like Dak needs to get back to that, man. He did not do good last year, but I feel like he'll bounce back, and that's why he's here, man. He's one of the best gunslingers in all football, and you cannot deny the fact that he is. Coming in at number 5, we have Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles. Jalen Hurts is absolutely amazing. He exceeded expectations. He shot for the stars last year, and he hit the moon, man. He was absolutely amazing. He brought the Eagles to the Super Bowl. In a regular season, he did get hurt. I think he could have won MVP if he didn't, by the way. But he ended up going 14-1 in the regular season last year. He was absolutely amazing. He threw 22 touchdowns last year to 6 interceptions, which is just really good, to be honest with you. He's a great passer, and he's also a great runner, man. He was absolutely amazing running this year. He ran for 760 yards with 13 touchdowns. That's a pretty good production for a quarterback, man. He was an amazing quarterback and an amazing runner this year. His team, he led them to a Super Bowl, which you can't take that away from him. It's just going to be interesting to see will he be able to continue the success next year. And if he does, there's no way he isn't a top 5 quarterback in the NFL. He's combo of speed and power running the ball, which is absolutely amazing to watch. And he has an amazing arm. He's a great leader, and he does his job very well, and he wins ball games. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, and that's why Jalen Hurts is at number 5. He is just an amazing player to watch, and he is one of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL right now. At the number 4 spot, we have Justin Herbert of the Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert has been one of the best quarterbacks since he came into the league. His rookie year, he played amazing. His sophomore year, he played amazing. Last year, I'd say, was probably his worst year, to be honest with you. I mean, it was his worst year touchdown-wise. He only threw 25 compared to 10 interceptions. He threw for the second most yards he's thrown in his 3-year career with 4,700, but he didn't have the same effect. Granted, he was hurt. He had hurt ribs, but still, man, he didn't have the same type of year he's been having all of his career so far. But regardless, a bad year for him is still pretty good. And he is just so talented, man. He has an amazing arm, one of the best arms in all the NFL. He's a winner, man. I mean, he wins a good amount of games. They did go to the playoffs where they did choke to Jacksonville, but this year is going to be a big year for Herbert here because we are expecting a giant jump here because it's his 4th year, man. He really should make a giant jump here and maybe be a guy that wins an MVP because he is that talented. He's one of the best quarterbacks in football. He's one of the best arms in football. He's so talented. I'm excited to see what he's going to do this year, and that's why he's at the number 4 spot. At number 3, we have Joe Burrow of the Cincinnati Bengals. Joe Burrow is a very good player. He has been pretty good. The first year he did have a terrible injury, and then he came back, man, his sophomore year from that injury and played absolutely amazing. Brought them to the Super Bowl. This year was no short. He did absolutely amazing, and that's why he's at the number 3 spot, man. He's pretty much one of the best quarterbacks in all football. He's a great field general, I'd say. He has a great team around him, to be honest, besides the O-line. Even though the O-line isn't proven, but he has one of the best receiving cores in all football. Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and T. Higgins. Absolutely amazing. This year he threw for 35 touchdowns with 12 interceptions, 4,400 yards, pretty much 4,500 to be honest with you. But he had an absolutely amazing year. this year. His rating was 100, man. QBR 58. That's a pretty good numbers, man. It's the highest of his career, actually. So, Joe Burrow, he's been absolutely amazing. He's a certified winner, man. All that dude does is win, and he does a very good job at it. And at the end of the day, like I said about Jalen Hurts, all that matters is if you win. He's not sexy. I mean, he'd be making some plays like that are kind of crazy, but he doesn't run a lot. He stays in the pocket, and he'll kill you from the pocket, and that's why he's at that number 3 spot. He's just a straight killer, man. At the number 2 spot, we have Josh Allen of the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen's an absolutely amazing player, man. He has one of the strongest arms in all of football. He's a great runner with power, man. He's fast. He can really do it all. This year he did get hurt, but he played through it, and he played pretty good while hurt, man. I'm not going to lie. He did end up throwing 14 interceptions, but he threw 35 touchdowns in contrast, so that's still pretty good. With 4,283 yards. It's a pretty good year. He led them to a 13-3 record in 16 games played. Pretty good year if you ask me, man. He had a rating of 96 and a QBR of 71.4. Really good year from Josh Allen, and it's going to be interesting to see him improve this year, man. He's on the cover of Madden, so he may get that curse, but you never know. Josh Allen is just interesting, man. He's just one of those guys that look like they're built in a lab. From his ability to make plays on the run to being able to actually run the ball and being able to throw the ball from the pocket, he is just amazing. I mean, sometimes he does tend to get a little wild with his throws. He ends up making some interesting reads. He ends up trying to try too many zones, I would say. And also sometimes it doesn't look like he's too comfortable in the pocket, actually. It looks like he wants to get out of the pocket almost every play and move around, which in the case, that's not good for a quarterback. Unless you're like a Lamar Jackson, Kyler Murray type of guy. But Josh Allen, he tries to make something out of nothing a lot, and sometimes it bites him in the ass. But overall, Josh Allen's an amazing quarterback, and that's why he's at this number 2 spot. Coming in at the number 1 spot, it's no question who's here, man. Patrick Mahomes is obviously the best quarterback in all of football. He is amazing, man. He has potential to be one of the best quarterbacks we've ever... I mean, he is one of the best quarterbacks we've ever seen, but he has potential to be the best quarterback we have ever seen. Last year, he won an MVP. He threw for 5,250 yards, 41 touchdowns with 12 interceptions, man. With a 6.3 touchdown percentage and a 1.9 interception percentage, man. He had an amazing year, a 105 rating and a 77 QBR. Those are just insane stats, man. Mahomes is just such a playmaker. He can do everything you want. He can stand in the pocket and kill you. He can run and kill you. He can run around the pocket and kill you. But I think his best attribute is honestly, I think, what he can do when he's scrambling, man. What he can do or improvising. What he can do when he's improvising is absolutely insane. He can make plays that we've never seen before. Like when he's running around, no-look passes. When he's running around and he makes these crazy passes, on the run, going out of bounds, jumping. We've never seen that before. And it's just crazy to watch because he is so talented. He's a winner. He's everything you want in a quarterback. He is a dog. He's a dog, and the Chiefs have a good one, and he is the best quarterback in all of football. If you guys like this video, I would appreciate if you guys dropped a sub. We're so close to 350, man. Please comment y'all's list down below and comment any recommendations next, what you want me to do, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.